Well, hey guys, get excited. In this video, I'm gonna share with you the best acne skincare products from 2021. All right, first of all, I wanna call your attention to these hydrocolloid patches from Hero Cosmetics. Now, hydrocolloid patches, they're otherwise known as pimple patches. Do they really do anything? Do they really get rid of a pimple? Yes and no. If you have a pimple that has a little pustule, meaning a little collection of white pus, some people call that a whitehead, although technically it's not a whitehead. A whitehead is a closed comedo. Anyways, if you've got a pimple like that, using a hydrocolloid patch such as this can help extrude the inflammatory contents from within the pore, helping to facilitate healing and recovery. These are also a really good thing to use if you are prone to picking at your acne, and they can help reduce frictional forces on the acne. But they're not like a cure for acne or anything like that. They just, they have a role in acne skincare. They are helpful. Now, many of these patches I've tried out over the years. Some of them are good. Others just do not stay on the skin, or it's like, whoa, you got something stuck on your face. The reason I call your attention to these ones from Hero Cosmetics is these are the best in my opinion. Not only do they stay on the skin really well, they're not noticeable. You can put one on at night before you go to bed, take it off the following morning, or you can wear it throughout the day. I think they're really good if you happen to do a lot of Zoom calls, you have an, breakout that you're trying to camouflage, or just try to not pick throughout the day. These stay on really well. They stay on well throughout working out. I have tried them running on the treadmill, running outside, getting really, really sweaty, and they stay on really well. Whereas other products similar to this, I've tried out over the years to kind of roll up and whatnot. So yeah, highly recommend these if you have a lot of acne breakouts, especially if you are prone to picking. Okay, one thing that I think is helpful for people who have acne, especially if your skin is very oily, is to use a clay mask. Clays can help absorb some excess sebum, aka oil, from the surface of the skin and from within the pore, not only reducing shine, but just kind of helping degrease the skin and reducing breakouts. One of my favorite acne clay masks is from Cetaphil. It's very good. I've recommended it in many, many videos. But this year I tried out the Isntree Real Mugwort Clay Mask. Now it has Artemisia in it, which is mugwort. That is a botanic extract that is anti-inflammatory and it may be helpful for healing and recovery. But as far as the clays, it's got kaolin, bentonite, illite, and Canadian colloidal clay. I don't know enough about Canadian colloidal clay to say how it differs from many of these other clays, but I would suspect that it is, perhaps smaller, allowing for better penetration into the pore to wick up excess oil from, kind of the top part of the pore. That's just a guess, though, on my part. It also has oak kernel extract, willow bark extract. These are anti-inflammatory ingredients and moisturizing. It has beta-glucan, a humectant. Really enjoyed this. You can do this as tolerated daily. You put it on the skin, or you can just put it to the areas that are most prone to being shiny and oily, like the T-zone. Leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes and then rinse it off. So this one is definitely worth mentioning this year because clay masks, they can be helpful for people who have oily skin. So it does a good job degreasing the skin without drying you out, which is key. Some of the clay masks, they can just be too drying. Some of them have a bunch of irritating scented ingredients that, end up possibly worsening your acne. So you kind of have to be careful, but that one I think was good in my opinion. All right, CeraVe came out with some new acne products this year, and definitely one to not skip is their salicylic acid leave-on gel. The CeraVe Acne Control Gel. It has 2% salicylic acid in it, and it also has alpha hydroxy acid. It's got glycolic and lactic acid. The alpha hydroxy acids can help dissolve the glue between sticky skin cells, helping to kind of exfoliate gently. And then the salicylic acid also does that, but it has a greater affinity for sort of the oily surfaces, getting into the pore and doing that to help control breakouts and reduce kind of oiliness, help improve the appearance of pores. Now, a product like this can be drying. Of course, it's from CeraVe, so that means it has ceramides, which are helpful for the skin barrier and reducing dryness and irritation. I think this is a standout one if you're somebody who finds that your acne does well with leave-on salicylic acid products. Definitely check this one out. You're gonna hear a theme here of salicylic acid because this year there were a lot of good new salicylic acid formulations. It's also got niacinamide in it, which a lot of people find irritating, but honestly it is a good ingredient for not only redness and hyperpigmentation that can be left behind from healing acne, but it is a good ingredient for perhaps reducing oiliness. So I think this formula overall, it's well thought out. No fragrance, of course. CeraVe, did a good job with this, of course. All right, so I alluded to the fact that, acne, it does heal with post-acne marks. And for the longest time, the skincare industry was just ignoring the post-acne marks. People, especially people who have skin of color, surveys show that they're often more bothered and more concerned about the post-acne marks, understandably. A lot of times when they come to dermatology, they're not as worried about their active breakouts. They want to talk more about, I don't want to have often referred to as a scar, but really what they're referring to is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, basically a dark mark left behind. And a lot of people also heal with redness that, is bothersome. And those post-acne marks, they can be quite stubborn. So I'm seeing a trend that I like in acne skincare products where they're balancing, the acne treatment ingredients with other ingredients that can help address some of these post-acne mark issues. So Cetaphil came out with, oh, I love this. This is their Gentle Clear Mattifying Acne Moisturizer. This product is amazing. It's a very thick consistency, so it's a nice moisturizer for dry, sensitive, acne-prone skin. If you have oily acne-prone skin, this will work as well. It has 0.5% salicylic acid. So that is much lower, but can still be helpful for just kind of reducing stickiness between the skin cells. Salicylic acid is also anti-inflammatory, and it can help, in reducing hyperpigmentation. In addition to that, though, this has kojic acid and licorice root. Both of those ingredients are helpful for hyperpigmentation. So if you have a deeper skin tone, I would seriously suggest considering this if you've got acne, because as a moisturizer, because it can help keep the skin hydrated, which is important in acne. You don't want it to dry out the skin. It's got the salicylic acid, which is anti-inflammatory and can impart some ongoing acne control throughout the day and dissolve the glue between those sticky skin cells. And then it has ingredients that will help, reduce the chances of hyperpigmentation. So definitely consider this. And it's also super moisturizing. It's got zinc gluconate in it too, which is a polyhydroxy acid that kind of not only is anti-inflammatory, but very, very gently exfoliates as well. This is a type of moisturizer that when used consistently is gonna help even out skin texture and improve kind of skin tone through the anti-inflammatory effects of the salicylic acid, the kojic acid, and the licorice root. Also good for redness as well. All right, I get questions all the time. Please recommend acne care products that can be used in pregnancy. And so this year I did a video specifically on that topic. So if you are pregnant or contemplating pregnancy and you have acne or concerned about acne, check that video out. I'm gonna link it down below in the description box. But from that video, you'll recall I talked about this product from Vichy. It is their Normaderm SOS Acne Rescue Spot Corrector. This is a sulfur treatment. Sulfur is anti-inflammatory. It can help impart some acne control. This can be used either as a spot treatment or to a more widespread area. It is creamy. It is kind of a creamy paste. This can be used as a spot treatment, or it can be used to a more widespread area for acne control. The sulfur, again, is anti-inflammatory, but in addition to the sulfur, this also has resorcinol and glycolic acid. Both of those ingredients are gonna help the sulfur get into the skin better. The glycolic acid is gonna help start dissolving the glue between sticky skin cells. Well, I'm having a hard time getting that out. And allow for smoother skin texture and kind of reducing the chances that the pores will become clogged. It's got niacinamide, which is helpful for redness and can help reduce some oiliness. So I really like this as a spot treatment for acne and pregnancy. I mean, you don't have to be pregnant to consider using this, especially if you have very sensitive skin. You find you struggle with other acne spot treatments like salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide, then you might want to consider this. The sulfur is anti-inflammatory. Some people, they may have a little bit of an overlap between acne and rosacea. They still actually get comedones and pimples, but they also have sensitivity, redness, flushing, and pustules. This product, I think you might consider. All right, speaking of benzoyl peroxide, one of my favorite acne fighting ingredients. It targets the bacteria that contribute to acne, Cutibacterium acnes. It's also anti-inflammatory, so it can help treat active breakouts and prevent breakouts in the future. Unfortunately, benzoyl peroxide is super, super drying. Now, Neutrogena came out with their Stubborn Acne line this year. I had a lot of great products in that line. The Textured Skin Cleanser I mentioned in my video on cleansers for oily skin. So if you missed that, make sure you check it out because a lot of you guys with acne also have oily skin. Anyways, so their Stubborn Acne AM treatment. It is a benzoyl peroxide leave-on product, 2.5% micronized benzoyl peroxide. So this micronized benzoyl peroxide is less irritating, smaller than non-micronized, so less irritating. And the 2.5% strength is an effective dose, but less irritating than like 5 or 10%. So if you've tried 5% or 10% leave-on benzoyl peroxide, super drying, maybe consider 2.5%. Still effective, less irritating. And I like this formulation. It's actually pretty moisturizing. It's more comfortable to wear to a widespread area than other benzoyl peroxide leave-on products that I've tried over the years. Less drying. Like, for example, I love Zapzit as a leave-on benzoyl peroxide. It's 10% though, so it can be super drying. Now, a cautionary word about any benzoyl peroxide leave-on product is that this will bleach fabrics and your hair. It won't bleach your skin, but it will bleach fabrics and hair. So don't, let it touch the hair. And if you put it on, let it dry fully. And then when you go to bed at night, if you use it at nighttime, put like a old towel down on your pillow so that you don't end up, bleaching your pillowcase or what have you. So that is one, kind of a nuisance thing about benzoyl peroxide. In the case of active acne, using a leave-on product as a spot treatment, I would say benzoyl peroxide, in my opinion, is the most effective acne spot treatment for getting clearance of a pimple fast. Nothing's gonna work overnight, but I would say benzoyl peroxide is one of the fastest acne spot treatments. Some people find that salicylic acid works really well for them and that they can't tolerate benzoyl peroxide. It's too drying and irritating. But for those who do try benzoyl peroxide and tolerate it well, I think they find that it works faster. So try this one out if you are a fan of benzoyl peroxide. I think they did a good job with it. Very few ingredients, no fragrance. All right, peach slices. I tried out all of their acne skincare this year. Loved every single product. The cleanser, the moisturizer, and this exfoliating toner, which bears mention in this video as a standout because in my opinion, this is a great dupe, if you will, for the Paula's Choice BHA liquid exfoliant. Like the Paula's Choice product, it is a liquid salicylic acid leave-on product. It also has alpha hydroxy acids. It's got glycolic and lactic. So that's going to help exfoliate as well. It's got centella, which is anti-inflammatory. Very short ingredient list otherwise. This brand is cruelty-free and this product is vegan. CVS, I feel like you can get it at Walmart. You can get it at Ulta as well. Peach slices. So I mentioned a lot of leave-on salicylic acid products in this video. I would say that it's more of a matter of personal preference. This one from CeraVe with a 2% salicylic acid is a lot more moisturizing. And you could use it to a widespread area of acne as like an acne leave-on treatment with moisturizer in it. Now this one is a lot more lightweight. It is a liquid, less moisturizing. It's a thinner consistency, so you may have an easier time applying this. It's more of a matter of personal preference, I would say though, as far as the type of vehicle that you like. And then the Cetaphil is a lower percentage of salicylic acid. This is definitely a moisturizer. This is a moisturizer you can use for daily use on the face. All right, you guys, now if you're new to my channel, you're probably like, why is she doing an acne video and not mentioning any form of topical vitamin A, no retinol? Because honestly, the best over-the-counter form of topical vitamin A for acne is going to be adapalene, and that is not new this year. But I want to mention it, Differin Gel has been out on the market over the counter for a while now. And La Roche-Posay has an adapalene. Many other brands do. You can get the CVS generic version as well. So if you have acne and you're wondering what is a good retinoid, adapalene, it's FDA approved for the treatment of acne and you can buy it over the counter. And unlike tretinoin, another FDA approved treatment for acne by prescription only, adapalene, which you can buy over the counter, is a lot less irritating, a lot less drying, and it can be used with benzoyl peroxide. So All right, you guys, so those are the standout acne skincare products from 2021. If you guys are dealing with breakouts, I know it's really frustrating. I do encourage you to see a board certified dermatologist, especially if you've been struggling for a while, because we do have a lot of newer treatments out than we've ever had before for acne. So it's definitely worth revisiting. I always think it is in your best interest if you have acne to see a board certified dermatologist, because acne can go on to scar if left untreated, and you don't want that. Not to mention, if you have a deeper skin tone, you're going to be plagued with the post-acne dark marks. They last for a really, really long time. So the sooner the better that you can get effective treatment. And oftentimes that requires seeing a board certified dermatologist. These things sold over the counter, they are effective acne treatments, but they're not going to be enough or effective for all types of acne. Some people just have very inflammatory acne that's not going to respond to over the counter topicals alone. And many people, especially adults, have more of a hormonal component going on. All acne is technically hormonal, but in adulthood, the hormonal component often is more of a driving factor. The hormones signal to the oil gland to make more oil. And in that case, there are prescriptions that help really address that. Everything that you can buy over the counter, it doesn't really target that hormonal component at all. Not to say that these won't be helpful or beneficial for hormonal acne, but they're not going to address that hormonal component. So want to set your expectations that yes, in many cases, over-the-counter treatments, over-the-counter acne products, they actually can treat the acne and get it under decent control depending on the severity. But in other cases, prescription medications are needed. So I do suggest, if you are dealing with acne, seeing a board certified dermatologist to make sure you are on the right path to reduce the risk of scarring and post-acne marks. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful to you all and that you're having a great December. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.